Hey everyone, how's it going? It's That Nerd Ryan here, and today we're going to talk about Godzilla and Kong, that's right, New Empire. So this is the sequel to Kong vs. Godzilla, and it's pretty interesting. I didn't know we needed a sequel to it. I thought it would be nice if, Godzilla got his own movie and Kong got his own movie that didn't have the name Godzilla in it. Because that's what this movie is it's a Kong movie. We'll talk about it when we talk about spoilers, but this is very much so a Kong-centric movie. Even the villain is another giant gorilla. And, there's also a Ice Godzilla in it too. But I forgot the name of it already. Just know that I'm a casual Godzilla fan, so I don't know everybody's name and everything. But in this, Godzilla's just kind of there getting ready for the final fight through the whole movie, while Kong's actually going out and doing things and everything like that. And interestingly enough, I did actually find the human plot of this more interesting than the kaiju part of this, which I find kind of funny. I do want to say I did like this movie, but I didn't like it as much as its predecessor, in a sense. I don't know if I reviewed all the movies yet on this channel. I think I just did Godzilla vs. Kong and that was it, so we'll do the other ones. But yeah, I honestly felt like this movie had more of an interesting human plot than kaiju plot, which should not be how your kaiju movie is. I also really enjoyed the character of Trapper. I knew that he was like a Steve Irwin, if you put Steve Irwin, Ace Ventura, and Star-Lord all into one character, basically. That's who he was. But yeah, I liked a lot of the other stuff. I thought the visual effects were great. It did honestly feel like they were there. It also kind of brought up a funny point of this whole time I was watching this movie, I was like, I would hate to live in this universe just for the fact that no matter what you do, a giant kaiju fight could happen anywhere and you could just be dead in a second. And I do find it funny that with that there's a mention that Godzilla's sleeping in the Coliseum and tourists are super excited to see Godzilla. It's why would you be excited about a giant monster that could literally kill you just by taking a step? And there's a lot of monuments and stuff destroyed in this movie. For example, there's a part where they destroy the pyramids and they destroy major parts of Rome and stuff like that, and it's how is any of the earth standing with these giant hundreds of foot tall creatures just living everywhere? Even the final battle, there's a lot of casualties in it when you think about it that way. And I know you're not supposed to think about it with these movies. They did kind of bring it up in the first Godzilla, but you're not supposed to think, oh, this is killing a lot of people as these monsters are fighting. It's, oh, giant monsters are fighting, this is cool. The introduction to most of the new monsters was great. I honestly thought that Scar King, who is the ape villain, was a little uninteresting. I liked the Ice Godzilla that I forgot the name of a lot, and then I'm gonna call him this because my friend that's a big Godzilla fan called him this. Diddy Kong was pretty hit or miss at times, I want to say. I thought he was supposed to be like King Kong Jr. and King Kong's son, and when they introduce him, he plays more of a Gollum role, interestingly enough, and then ends up kind of just being the buddy of King Kong. But yeah, so I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. with that, let's get into spoilers. So basically what happens is Kong is living in the Hollow Earth, and as it's happening, a distress call is being sent throughout the world because Kong's people are trying to get out of Hollow Earth to attack the surface. During this, Godzilla's fending off monsters, finding nuclear plants, and then even picking fights, which is something he usually does not do. And Kong starts to explore Hollow Earth, meeting his people and fighting with them. While this is happening, the girl from the last movie that has a connection with Kong is trying to find her people, and also having visions of Kong, or she doesn't feel like she's fitting in, and she's having visions of Kong being in imminent danger. So she kind of tells her mom about it. The mom recruits the podcaster from the last movie, and also a dentist, a veterinarian that works on kaiju, along with a guard who is one of the loyalists from Andor. They go down into Hollow Earth with Kong to kind of explore and see what's going on. In that, they find more of the little girl's people, and are like kind of discovering what is going on with like the Scar King and everything. Kong is led by Diddy Kong to meet the Scar King, where they end up fighting, and it's revealed that he has his own kaiju kind of at his beck and call due to having some magical item that keeps him bound to Scar King, as who has ice powers that freezes over everything. In that, the veterinarian gives Kong like a power punch arm once he retreats away, and they devise a plan to stop Scar King. And part of it is coaxing Godzilla to help Kong. Like I said, during this whole thing, Godzilla's just kind of like there powering up. So Kong kind of like comes out, is like, hey, Godzilla, come here, I gotta talk to you. So Godzilla's like, I don't like that. So they start fighting, just like I said, destroy the pyramids. And then Mothra comes back. Turns out that the little girl's the only person that could bring Mothra back. So she does so, and Mothra comes, talks some sense into Godzilla, and they go down and fight Scar King and his kaiju. It's a really cool fight. Everybody kind of has their own parts. Diddy Kong joins the good side and helps out, but then they're sucked through Hollow Earth onto the surface world, and Kong loses his axe from the last movie. So they're trying to fight, and it's getting a little harder. Godzilla does like almost destroy the device that's controlling the other kaiju, but Scar King picks it up, only for Diddy Kong to have gone through the portal with the axe and destroy the device. With that, everybody turns on Scar King. They freeze him to death and shatter him, and then Godzilla and Kong do a little like, yeah, we're cool now sort of thing, and then walk away. And everybody lives happily ever after, even though probably millions of people died. But yeah, so like I said, like the fact that like they kind of just made it where like Godzilla's there until he's ready, kind of like ruined the kaiju plot to me. I like Kong, I like his personality on how they make him like just like a little bit of a goofball hero sort of thing, but also there's like weird feelings of like where the Scar King lives kind of feels like Mordor. The way that Diddy Kong is bringing Kong to the area feels like Gollum leading Frodo and Sam. I don't know why it gave those vibes, but it did. And the one thing about this movie that like I feel might have been in the other movies but weren't as apparent in this one is there's nobody really narrating what is going on with the kaiju. Because, like, there's full-on scenes where, like, things are happening between, like, Kong and Scar King, and, like, you don't really get what's going on because, like, nobody's there to be like, oh, he's presenting his dominance and blah blah blah. But it's like they're just there like ooh 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 ooh, and it's like for like 10 minutes straight, and they're like, okay, are you gonna fight? Are you gonna be friends? What's going on? And it's like, yeah, okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, 7 out of 10. I liked it, but there's some flaws. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that nerd.